this thing on the road. All right, we do have a quorum here. Mike's there, one, two, all of us are here. Welcome of guests and public comments.
No, my lack of trying to get information is not your problem, it's my problem.
Okay, all right, all right. Next item, let's go to the minutes, folks. Anybody notice anything on those minutes?
I move we approve them as presented.
All right, I hear a motion that we approve the minutes as presented. Second. George seconds. Sorry, Johnny made the motion, George seconds. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, same sign. Wow, okay, guess what, Mary, you're on. You have 5 in your book, gentlemen, we got Mary Cortez.
Oh, I don't think I.
Oh, we went right by on Lisa, because I knew Lisa didn't have anything to say, right, Lisa? Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have 2 months worth of state reports to present for the month of October and November.
Okay, one ends fiscal year and the other is the first.
Correct. The October would be the end of the fiscal.
My tabs are kind of screwed, but where are we at, Mary?
We're at the October monthly investment report.
Okay.
There's not much of a significant change on both October and November. We do have 2 treasury bills that matured this month. One went in yesterday, as of yesterday, with an interest earned of $235,445.
Oh, yes.
Nice. I will be reinvesting, but on a shorter term, probably anywhere from 3 to 6 months. With the new budget that was approved, we were going to go into our reserves. So I need to just play with when we are going to need those funds. We are in the process of working on several grant projects. So we will need those funds as they come along.
Okay.
So what's the rate difference on that?
As of today, there's the 3-month rate is at 5.45%. A 6-month rate is 5.39.
Still good.
Sound like 3 months.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Very good.
That's the silver back for sure.
Yes, the following is our October balance sheet.
Okay. Okay, I had a little bit of a question here on some of these, but it rolls over into the other one too. But on item 11-620, the grants receivable, and we show about 900,000 as an asset. Does that mean we have already received that money?
No, it means that we haven't drawn down on those funds. And as you recall, in our last fiscal year, we had to record the receivable as pending.
Okay.
Correct.
So,
And we just drawed $500,000 from one of our Riverside Phase 3 grants.
we have. Okay.
Yes, as of Monday.
So on our balance sheet, for its purposes, it's there, but it's in play. It doesn't necessarily mean, in other words, it's spoken for, we are going to spend that money.
It means we had to record the earned revenue as of that end of fiscal, although we have not received the funds, so we had to record the receivable.
Okay. Okay. All right. But you say we have received now 500.
Correct.
out of that number?
Out of that number, correct.
Okay.
Yes, and we should be receiving that was a $1 million grant. There were some reports that have been lacking. We finished the project in February of this year. It's Riverside Canal Phase 3. We finished the actual project in February of this year. And we caught up on some reports that were due last year, and we'll be making, so we submitted them last week, and they deposited 500, made a request for 500. There had been a previous request last year for 250,000, so we have 249 remaining, which we should be requesting either today, and they should be in our account by the end of the week, so that'll fulfill that particular one.
All right, now I guess that's been there on that balance sheet, and for some reason, I just happened to notice it last night. And that means the next page where it says other assets. Our deferred outflows, deferred. What is the one that says contributions? Contributions to what?
These deferred outflows and inflows accounts are due to our TCDRS retirement.
It's all retirement stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Deferred outflows. But we're showing those as assets. Let me think here. Okay.
And then we also have line items under liabilities as well.
Okay, I was gonna say, they gotta be offset somewhere. Deferred inflows difference, okay. Okay, and then the net pension liability, I notice is a credit. 28001?
And this is based upon our annual statement with TCDRS, and it's based upon the age and the amount and the funds that need to be available for the district. So these are the receivables and liabilities that need to be recorded each year. So it's adjusted every year.
Okay. All right.
She'll get on as soon as possible.
Okay. All right, Mary, I think I kind of halfway figured that out. Yeah, go ahead. Whatever that was. Oh, hello, Renee. You did. Okay.
Mr. Stubbs, you're upside down.
Mr. Stubbs,
From
you're,
what
Or
happened?
sideways.
sideways.
Sideways, sorry.
I know, I'm always that way and I don't know how to change it.
okay.
Okay, the following is our net revenue for October. We have surpassed our revenue side at about 158% compared to our budget, and on our expenses, we were below at 94%.
Hey, that's good, good. On page 2 of 2 on that October, you show the total overhead expense near the bottom, and that's where we are under budget. That's great. And then total expense. Oh, that total expense includes what? Capital and equipment? Is that mainly?
That total expense includes the total direct expense, total equipment and shop
Okay.
expense.
All right, there it is. Yeah. Okay. So I still get lost in the woods sometimes, Mary. Okay. All right, I'm good. Anybody else got any questions?
The following is our $500 check report for the month of October.
Okay. Where's Pete? What's in here? I noticed, Volvo, Cat, nothing's cheap anymore, is it?
No, and these are under warranty, so we need to purchase, we need to purchase.
Various filters and oils.
From them.
It says just filters and oils, $2,236
And we did.
to
get
stay
a
in
few
the
for
warranty.
stock, yeah, they're for stock, so.
They want you to buy their brand.
Well, these excavators, they use a certain type of hydraulic.
Sure,
Yes.
That's what it is.
it's expensive.
They use a 520 something, I think.
Yes, and they're, no, I was like, how much are we, yeah, I did the same thing.
Obviously,
The
that's what I'm
filters,
saying, it's not cheap.
I asked Pete the same thing, and then Luis, and he's like, well, he's gonna stay on the warranty, so we gotta use their exclusive
stuff,
filters,
Yeah,
yeah. so.
and if you don't use that oil, they go to pop. Wow. It's the craziest thing.
Same thing happens on your John Deere tractors, though. If you want
Yeah.
that 5-year warranty, you gotta use
Yeah.
that John Deere oil.
Exactly, and you're gonna see one for manuals, we were like, really, $1,000 for a manual? Operating
That's
manual?
what I saw. Why,
Yeah.
why don't they come with a manual?
They don't.
They don't, you buy something and don't come with a
That's for the
manual.
60-25 and a 60-45, 60-20 and a 60-45 series.
Wow.
So, the new one came out, and, you know, in our capital for this new budget, we had new tractors and ordered, we just placed the order. And, yeah, I said, really? You know, the manual doesn't come after the expense, that significant expense of a tractor?
And you had to buy
And
them
they
in.
can't put in the manual, and he's like, no, we cannot. I'm like,
I don't know about the rest of you, but I might as well throw my service manual away because it's better on YouTube.
yeah, no,
And they-
yeah.
you can see it.
The illustration, exactly, the illustration,
you can't-
not easier to follow, sure.
You sound like my sons.
Hmm?
I said, well, let's go get through it. And they said, no, look right here, Bob. Yeah.
You can understand better, even on old tractors, and it's better on YouTube than the service manual. $1,000 for each,
Each series. So it's like, this covers 6,000 series, but I mean, it's like, come on, guys. The new tractor, figured throw in the operating equipment manual, but apparently not.
Did you see item 78 on the next page? 40 cases. 40 cases of paper. Holy moly.
Oh,
Yeah.
for-
Get ready for our tax season.
That's for tax.
That's our
Oh,
tax
Yeah.
okay,
season.
that's right. Wow,
Yes.
40
Trees.
cases
About
of
trees.
paper. They had to carry it in here on forklift or?
Yeah, they're bad.
Holy,
Now, let them mess around.
that's a lot.
I have a question for you, Mary. It's FYI, it's for my purposes. I noticed that a lot of places are dragged, or, I don't know the right word, they carry over into 2 or 3 or 4 months for all our professional services that we get, attorney fees and so forth. Do you prefer to have them closed every month, or is this something that do you have a system for getting the invoices for legal? I noticed that on our engineering, it's like a carryover for like 3 months of invoicing, and then it piles up. Do you have that kind of cash flow to kind of, okay, here you go, I don't know, you tell me how you're running.
Yes, we do, and we've, with those professional invoices, the majority are on a monthly basis, and we are on track now to receive the monthly invoices.
Okay, so you are,
We
your
addressed it.
Yes.
goal is to get it on monthly?
Yes,
That's all I
and
have.
that has been
Okay.
received,
It's a work in progress.
yes.
My goal is to let Renee and Al and Maria forget about it for a year or two. You know?
That would be a good,
We need them.
Oh, you need, no, I mean, sending the bills, you know?
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, we,
It just makes it nicer for
Right.
a nice smaller bill every month instead of
Yeah.
a huge bill.
You can set your clock by Renee, not only calendar, but a clock. It shows up at the same time every month, right, Renee?
Hey,
Well, that's because he's a millennial.
You're
you know?
muted, yes.
Such a millennial.
You're muted.
25th at 10 a.m.
I do, sorry. I have a reason for that, by the way. I can't remember from one month to the next, so I'm afraid, I'm just afraid all the way around. I pay my bills the first day they come in too, so.
There you go.
all right.
Mary, back to the first page. Some of those we have a time span in there, and some of them we don't. I think it'd be helpful if we always had the time span. Some of them just say through this time. But most of them say from this time to this time.
Generally they are on a monthly basis, and they are based upon a 1 month. And I can go ahead and reflect that instead of saying
Did
through.
you see what I'm saying down there?
Yes.
Particularly the last 3, I think. We don't know the time span. From when to when?
Well, for Mr. Hicks, his billing ends on the 26th, so it's usually from the 27th of the end of the previous month through the current month.
Yeah.
I think you put them by time in the other report, the next report, right, Mary, where you have each month?
Yes, correct.
So those are, we repeat that information, it's in 2 reports, it's in the professional services reports too, which has it by the month.
So moving to next month, or we're gonna have all the professional and legal services under the legal tab. Yeah, we included in the $500, which I guess we're listing it twice. So we're gonna put it under legal, and that'll have all the.
But you see what I'm asking
Yes.
Yes.
on that?
How about timeframes? It'll have a timeframe, you know, when the services were rendered.
Could be a month, could be 5 months. Just would be beneficial to know.
Sure. We'll include the dates for the services. I think they're in the legal. So yeah, so we're gonna shift them over to the, well, they're already in legal, so we're just listing them twice.
You can look at it, I think it's on the next page, isn't it, Mary?
Yeah, it's on the next.
That is a tab.
Yes, it's
Yes.
after
The
the
tab
credit
after,
card report.
Yeah, well, that one.
But I understand what George is asking.
yes, yeah, and it is on the,
Well,
It
before we
is
get to
on-
tab C, we still got credit card or any other questions, if you got
So,
more
yeah,
questions
yeah.
on that 500.
Now,
On the fuel expense, the last one, is that, for the very last one, West Bank, is that for just on-road vehicles? Or what's that? I'm often wondered.
That's our trucks and vehicle fleet, the majority of it, and it's Avon.
Avon, 7-Elevens, that's our fuel card. So it's all the fuel cards for our vehicles. It invoices to WEX. WEX is a fuel management company. And
do we get a discount for that?
yes, very minimal. We're negotiating with WEX, so as we speak, we should be switching over to WEX soon. We'll get 10 to 15 cents a gallon on the pump price. So, yes, right now we're with Alon. We've been with Alon for some time, but this is just at an Alon station, whereas WEX is essentially any gas station along the way. So and they do all the records management and field reporting and everything. So, but yeah, but right now it's just 3 cents with Alon. So she couldn't do any better. So that's about. So WEX is the invoicing partner, but it's Alon, all the 7-Elevens, that's our card, our current account is with all the 7-Elevens. So that's for all the fleet, hitch riders, every piece of equipment essentially. The other fuel is the one that's delivered here to our storage tank from Pavens Oil.
Is Fabian's delivered all the way to the west side?
No, just here, that's it.
We're allowed to have a tank,
Yes.
a storage tank, so it's with all the EPA requirements and so forth, and still be
Compliant? Yes,
compliant.
Who delivers the one to Cantil?
we don't have them.
You don't have tanks there for the
No,
equipment?
we use the,
Oh, the service trucks take it?
No, we use yes, so we have auxiliary tanks on our trucks, on the managers'
Mhm.
trucks, so they either fill up on site or right on, outside of our, on Canutillo, on FM 259, there's a speedway where the equipment can drive in there, so that area is large enough, so the equipment backhoes and whatnot if they need to, so.
And that's on line item 57. You'll see fuel man.
Yeah, that's it. So they're even filling up the off-road stuff there?
Hey Jay, can you adjust the camera? All I can see is George and Miguel and 3 empty chairs.
Sure.
There you go. Okay, thank
You
you.
good? Sure.
I have a question on the 37, we're still in the $500 report, right?
Yeah.
When you say various filters and oils for Volvo excavators for stock, is that just the filters and our mechanics are installing the filters, or is Volvo, are we taking them to the Volvo shop and then they do the service?
37 for November, October? October?
In other words, are we buying just the filters and then we just, boom?
Oh, no.
We're purchasing.
We're installing them here?
Yes,
We're not
we do all the service here.
We're not taking them to Sierra?
No.
Okay.
We do all the service here, our mechanics, yes. George, you were asking on the, yes, so some of that, so we have red fuel in the auxiliary. So we fuel with the red fuel or the dye fuel and on equipment that can use it. Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's carried from the trucks from here
Yeah.
over there.
So we're working on the fuel proposals I was mentioning, and we'll address that for this next year, this next budget on upgrading a tank and then one for kind of fuel. You taking this one here that we currently have, it's a 4,000 gallons that we have here, and it's got two 2,000 gallon tanks, and then proposing either a 12 or a 15,000 here on site. So a tanker brings 7,500, so we could have two tankers essentially on the 15,000 gallon for here, and then the one we got here is always got a deal, so, but that's all, we're working on that, to bring that proposal here.
It's gonna be diesel, right? Just diesel?
Yes.
Gas is too.
Well, we're still debating, or, yeah, that's the problem, is the gas is too flammable and the insurance is gonna be significant, so, yeah, it'll be, dyed and regular diesel, here, regular dyed, and then, dyed over there in the west side. But yes, so yeah, well, that'll be for next year. Bring the proposal to you.
Anything else? Mary, how about the credit card report, October, anything? Turned Robert loose, did you?
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Okay. Go to tab C.
I think it's our legal and consulting.
Okay.
Is there any way anybody can adjust it? I can see I've got 3 pictures on there. Al, Renee, me, and half of the board, a little bit of the boardroom. Is there any way to make it full screen for me? I don't know. I can't figure it out here.
He has to do it on his.
We can't do that on our end, sorry. I could drop off my video, maybe it'll help a little.
I could put it to,
Drop off.
Well, yeah, but it still has a little green square with Al Blair in it. It just doesn't have your pictures.
Yeah, you have to adjust that on your phone.
And I don't know where, I mean, I don't.
I can do, how's that? So, how's that, like the one that speaks takes up the entire screen, does that change? Did that change?
It didn't change
Yeah,
on mine.
he
I
has to
don't.
do it on his end.
Oh,
He
okay.
needs
His
a,
video, we'd have to take them off the trolley, but we can do it at the break, we can try.
Okay.
It was fine, then it changed. I don't know.
How's Phil Bowling doing?
He is,
Hey, wait a minute, I got it.
all right.
I'm not sure what I did, but I got it, so.
There you go. Great. Who asked about Phil?
I did.
Were you answering?
Yeah, that's, he's taken them down a notch significantly, on the work and whatnot, so he's
Yeah.
kind of eased into some retirement here.
Retirement person.
He's retiring now. He's retiring at the end of December.
Yes.
At the end of this month.
Yeah, yeah, correct. Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was this one or October. Okay.
And who absorbs that?
Phil Bowen?
No, but do we have to, who absorbs his old duties?
Yes, that'll be a new discussion next month.
One of our other two. That was two. But I don't know. Okay. Anything, people on that one? All right, November.
In November, we have our monthly report, which I've gone over and explained the treasury bills that are maturing and one that hasn't matured.
Okay,
as of yesterday.
okay. Now, my one question was on the second round there, do we have the dewatering and the money market reversed?
No, that was an error in the funds, money transfer. Should have gone into the general fund from the money market to the general fund, but it went into an error to the dewatering.
Oh, okay, so that's where the,
Yes.
okay. I could tell that it wasn't right. Okay, you explain. Still adds up 13.6 where we last month we had about 14.1.
Correct.
So we spent some.
That was an error in my part, but it has been corrected.
All right.
If there's any questions on the balance sheet, we can move on to the net revenue, which we've just started on our new fiscal year. So we just have 1 month in.
Okay, we're only 1 month in. I can see our expectations over there on the budget. That's the yearly budget on the right column.
Correct. Our expectation for our revenue is 14,158,877. And on our expense side is 18,757,732.
Okay. All of that are the special projects. Nearly all of that. Okay. Okey-doke.
Next, we have our $500 check report for the month of November.
Okay, I can't help it, I have to ask, line 24, 4 roller bearings.
For stock.
For stock, what machine has $900 roller bearings?
I'm thinking it might
Those are usually
be
from the rear mowers.
from the
The rear
flail
mowers,
mowers.
they usually keep a set in stock in the warehouse.
Wow.
So yeah, they're very
They're
expensive.
that
They're large.
expensive?
The flail, yeah, the flail
The
mowers.
flail mowers.
Yeah, the flail mowers, yeah, that's right.
Pill blocks or what?
The flail mowers?
Flail mower.
In the back, the ones that, they rotate the whole cylinder.
Okay, and that rope, but it's in a pill block of some sort, right?
Yes, exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're fairly large. So
okay.
yeah, one set goes on the machine, and one set goes into the.
Oh,
yeah.
It's outrageous.
Okay. Well, that explains my John Deere bill. I mean, I'm yelling at the boy, I said, what the hell are y'all doing?
It's,
Have you seen
Over
that,
here
the
too.
other orange machine, what you pay for a bearing?
Very
$200
bad.
bearing.
Well, these are $850. Yeah. So, oh man, okay. And have you seen the price of a gun, Larry,
Yeah.
for the last 3 years? Have you seen what's happened?
More remind me,
Well, I was trying to figure out a way to plow the trees down there and go back to being cotton for a while. but
Yeah.
I just couldn't figure that one out.
Too far along, Art. No.
Yeah, too far along.
What's number 11? What are roll-up stand signs?
roll up and stand signs. So these are our signs for construction. We have, we're doing construction on canals or whatnot, road work ahead, or men working ahead, or
We haven't had them in the past, are these being replaced?
they're being replaced. We had some really old ones, yes.
Right above the bridge is that Volvo again.
What's that?
There's the Volvo again. See, right above those bearings on line 23.
Saw you guys out working on the way in, but I didn't see many of our emblems on the trucks, what's that
Oh,
project
no,
right across
that's a-
from Socorro High
Rio
School?
Vista, on Rio Vista and Alameda,
Yeah.
by the churches. That's a third-party construction. It's City of Socorro. They're replacing the bridge across the Franklin Canal. And Horizon is the contractor, so they're.
Oh, yeah, because I noticed all the equipment and not one of our logos.
No, it's the City of Socorro's Rio Vista street crossing. Yes, they're widening the bridge for walkways and whatnot for the kids.
Those photos are coming up.
Yes, we've got presentation on those
Yeah,
projects.
well, better them than us, huh?
Yes, it's their structure there, so that, yeah, well, David's there daily and Israel, and make sure they build the specifications as required. 15, it's a backhoe, and Pete had brought it up, it's a 2008, and the machine itself, the tractor was in great condition. So that was the price for a new engine and installation, on the backhoe. We purchased a new one for $160,000, so that was.
a bargain.
Yes, absolutely, and, the tractor itself was in great shape, and the bucket and whatnot, so yeah, it'll work.
Well, I see, God damn.
It'll
I
work.
thought you were gonna pay 21 for the four-cylinder problem?
Yes.
Oh, that's it. $5,000.
How old is that piece of equipment?
2008, 15.
So it hasn't exceeded its
No,
life?
no, the tractor's in great shape, so that's why, that was one of the main reasons. Gave him the price of the new one.
Anything else, gentlemen? Steve?
The 52 through 54, I think. What is that? Is that our monthly insurance bill
Yes.
for what? Everything, our health insurance, everything?
Help is our broker, and it's our monthly service fee. Prior to that, it used to be part of the fee in our health insurance.
Right.
We did not want our employees to have to pay for that fee, so we've set a monthly service fee.
For Hub to manage our
Correct.
insurance.
It was tagged onto the premium, sir, and we didn't want that
Previously.
previously.
Anyone else? Got anything? Yeah.
Our following is our credit card report for the month of November. And as you all know, these expenses were due to the Christmas banquet.
Good job, ladies, on the banquet.
Yeah, that was, I've heard back. I missed it, darn it. I was gonna make it this year. I heard there was a dance trophy given out, maybe?
No, there wasn't. I didn't get the memo, so I wouldn't have tried so hard.
It's not in here.
There was no trophy.
It's not in here, okay, no
A
dance
little
trophy.
Travolta going on here.
Yeah, I made sure you guys were gone if I did
Photos will be in January.
But, it's good.
Yeah, just kidding.
Yeah, there's, yeah, okay. I didn't know either. Okay, legal consulting, anybody?
We started at 0? Is that what happened?
Yeah, Al's working for free.
Yeah, we just received the November
Oh, yeah.
invoice, so that will be reflected on our December report.
Question, I know I was gonna bring it up in the last month, but I noticed we've been over on the legal bill. I think it's over $100,000 or something. Correct me if I'm wrong, but where do you get the money from? The general fund to cover those expenses when we don't meet our budget?
Usually we're under on other areas of our budget, so that offsets.
Hello, Maria? You're muted.
You're mute.
Think you're muted. Still muted.
We still don't have audio for some reason.
Yeah, she turned it off, it's not working.
She's still talking, I can't hear her.
Well, Maria, you can hear us though, right? Okay, good. Okay, she can hear us. All right, let's go on to, oh my goodness. All right, Mary, you're done. Thank you.
Welcome.
It's time for roads.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Mary, very much. And Rose, just like Mary, you need to stand close to that thing. There you go.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Our first item, we're looking at Texas Property Tax Code, section 3305, number 2. And this is a limitation of collection of taxes for real property that are delinquent for more than 20 years. So since we assessed the year 2023, now we have 21 years on the books. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the tax year 2003.
Yeah.
And we're looking at, excuse me, 89 parcels, and the total is $4,096.94.
Basically, we've given up on collecting that.
Yes, sir. It's presumed not collectible, presumed paid. And if you look at your other report, just an accounts receivable summary, you'll see that the year before we took out the year 2002, and then now 2003.
Yeah.
So we always have 20 years on the books.
Okay.
And I do need approval for those adjustments.
You need a,
Yes, sir.
okay, do I hear somebody want to make a motion that we accept those adjustments that we have made?
So moved.
All right, Larry made the motion. Second. George seconds the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, same sign. All right, motion has passed, Rose. So we've accepted that
Yes, sir.
loss of $4,000 something a
Yes,
year,
sir.
2000.
We don't happen every year when we assess a
Yeah.
new year.
Yeah. And if I remember, I remember Mr. Spear saying, those never expire, but they passed a law.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And They did, so that now we have to let
Yes,
go.
and I got a commitment for 3 attorneys.
Yeah, okay.
Just to make sure.
I remember Spear never wanted to let go of a
Yes,
penny. 30 years old, it didn't matter.
sir.
Okay.
Okay, our next item, these are adjustments to the tax assessment, the 2020 tax assessment. The 3 of them are tax exempt entities. The first one, it is a proration of the 23 taxes, and the next 2 is actually removal of the 23 taxes. The last 2, those were exempt in the year 22. And that's a total of $205.67.
Okay. Now we need a motion to approve those. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
All right.
Second.
Johnny made the motion, Larry second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, same sign. Very good. You're doing good, Rose.
I need a motion of approval for that one also.
Well, we just did it, didn't we?
Well, we did the 20-year limitation, and this is now the assessment adjustments to the tax year.
Correct.
So I'm gonna-
And I think we just did that. We didn't
Yes,
do them.
they did.
Yeah, we did do it. We did
Okay,
both.
I'm
of them.
sorry.
No, that's all right. We didn't do them at the same
No
time.
brain
We
fart
did-
there,
Yeah.
sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's-
Oh,
Us
and
millennials
the
sometimes
The 20
have that.
years
Yeah.
waiver, that's for the whole year for tax.
Okay,
Okay, so it's November, we have March, and then we have May, and then July.
okay. All right.
Our next report is the City of El Paso on behalf of Public Service Board, the Rio Grande Water District, and taxes.
Okay.
And I do want to bring your attention to the tax suits. We got an update from the attorney's office, so this is why the count is so high, 16 accounts. So paid in full, and not suit.
Okay. So we're down to 258.
Yes, sir. And of course, that number keeps going up and decreases.
Yeah, never seems to get much lower than that. Okay.
Our next report is a comparison between the tax year 22 and 23 tax assessment. At this time, we are at 7.7971% versus last year, we were at 9.2463. And just a note that we sent out our bills November 9th last year, and this was in November 15th. So a week does make a difference.
I'll be darned.
So I'm sure
Okay.
we'll recover that. And that's all I have.
Well, that's very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Muchas gracias. Let me see here. Jay.
Yes. So I placed next to y'all a letter in regards to item 7A, the drought resilience team. Let's give it a few minutes to read that over.
Have you given Johnny a copy?
Yes.
Jennifer Fowler. Okay, well, I understand that. I think that's good.
Okay, and I just wanted to bring it for discussion. I mean, we don't need a resolution. or
Yeah,
anything.
I understand that's
Okay.
good, because they've pretty much worked without us anyway.
So, you know, it started, I've been participating pretty much, I think, since February, and it started out as a drought resilience effort to mitigate, you know, the drought in previous years and whatnot. And through grants, funding opportunities from the Bureau, and moving along about May, June, they decided to kind of shift the focus to stormwater and sediment, stormwater capture and sediment. And you know, at that time I mentioned El Paso Water's got a great stormwater team that's doing an amazing job with the stormwater with the city of El Paso. And much of the focus at that time shifted towards New Mexico and their sediment and the stormwater dilemmas that need attention. So that's why the focus kind of shifted. So wanted to send this letter and wanted to make sure there was no objection elsewhere.
Yeah, how often do they meet over there?
Once a month. Once a month.
Once a month? And it's determined that participation is not the best interest of the district? What if they're doing something that we need to know about? Are we gonna still get?
They will notify us, yes, and I've, yes,
That's why
we state that in the letter in the second paragraph. If there's any projects that are gonna be obviously affecting our district and downstream here, we certainly want to be notified and involved.
Yeah.
And Jennifer Fowler's.
She's Albuquerque, the area manager for Albuquerque, United States Bureau of Reclamation.
You could add maybe onto that somehow besides the written details, you could also say any minutes. They probably have a secretary. recording
Yes,
minutes.
yes.
Just to make it real crystal clear to them. Yeah, we want to keep up, but I agree, it's wasting your time, basically.
Yeah, so yeah, the focus has kind of shifted, so, yeah, I just wanted to send this letter out. And of course, you know, any projects that involved El Paso and, you know, directly impact our operation, then obviously we would
You'd right up there.
be involved and be
I think the way we analyzed it was that there's no good that can come out of it for us.
My question, back to George's comment, usually things happen after the fact and we're usually reacting. Is there any way, and this is something that I would ask legal to chime in if possible, to make sure that whatever is written to them, that there's no repercussions that might be not clear, crystal clear to them, that if something was to happen upstream,
Sure.
that we don't find out after the fact, that it happens. Because if that happens, I'd like to have some kind of recourse. I don't know if that's
No,
appropriate, but
I understand.
We're getting out of the game, but that we want to be part of the information. And I just want to make sure that we're not shooting ourselves in the foot.
Right, no, the focus has shifted, I won't say entirely, but a good majority of the agenda has been within New Mexico, and, there have been some discussions where the legalities are, and can this even be discussed, because obviously the ongoing situation with the Supreme Court and whatnot, so it's just, as far as any potential future projects, certainly will be kept abreast, I'm sure, and I'll be in touch with the Bureau and Genevieve and Jennifer to make sure that we're notified and not reacting.
Any comments from legal? Maria?
Yeah, I mean, I think the current focus, agree with the approach being taken. This is actually a group that started in the context of the settlement and negotiation and had a different name, infrastructure project, but yeah, my position is ultimately really probably anything that happens will affect us in some way, perhaps tangential, but because the focus is on, how to make more water upstream, and, it has shifted to stormwater and how to capture that. That certainly would and could affect the project depending on how they do it. So I think the